reinforced waterproofing. Today we're going to be installing the Desert Crete system on a Habitat for Humanity house here in the Atascadero. So right now what we have is we've got most of our flashing installed. We're finishing off putting in some drip edge, and then we'll be putting in the Desert Crete metal lath system with metal lath, cement, fiberglass, texture coat, and a finish coat on top of that. So follow along and we'll keep you entertained. Right now we got our flashing in along here. It's been nailed off, and now we're going to come down along here and we're going to nail in a new piece, come down around the corner and tie into the wall. Okay, so now we're going to tie in this flashing here over to here. As you can see, I've lapped the caulk. I've got a nice 6-inch lap. Tighten it in there. Put a nail through to hold it. Now I can put in my W nailing all the way along, nail this corner out, and we've got it nice and tight in the corner to the flashing there, and we'll be ready. So the first step is to staple the metal lath down. I got our first piece laid out, and then after I get this piece laid out, I'll cut a piece to fit in against the wall, and extend out over here approximately an inch, and we'll tie that together. So this process starts. Okay, so we've got our whole field stapled now. Everything is stapled down. It's approximately 20 to 24 staples per square foot, as prescribed by the manufacturer and in the ICC report. So everything is stapled down, lath is tied in, and everything is ready to go for a base coat on this deck. So that's what we're going to go mix up next. Okay, so we have the Hill Brothers Desert Crete base. We're going to mix that in a bucket with some water. That's all we need to do. It's already got the polymer in it, and then we're going to take it upstairs and put it down. So bear with us. Take the bag. Okay, so what we're going to be doing now, we got our metal lath stapled down. We're going to put the poly base coat on. I've already mixed that. 50-pound bag of poly base with about a gallon of water. I mixed it a little thin again to make it flow faster, give myself a little bit more time to work with the material. So we'll pour it into the lath and start troweling it out, filling the lath as we go, and then we'll have to wait for it to dry. And that concludes. Okay, so the next step that we've got to do now, after we've got our base coat on, the lath is covered, is we're going to put fiberglass down. So here's a roll of fiberglass that I've got out ready for us already. And we're just going to roll it out. It comes in 4-foot wide lengths, or 4-foot wide widths, and I forget the lengths, but anyways, we've got plenty here. We rolled it out on the deck. Got our glass laid down here. and I'm trimming it so that it can tuck in underneath this edge of the flashing and I can put the bonder on. So it just cuts with a knife basically. So just run my knife along, take it right out, and then I can just pull it. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is putting down the Hill Brothers Bonder 480. It's the resin that glues the fiberglass to the deck. First thing what we do is we want to make sure that we get plenty of resin in and down through into the mat and to the concrete surface down below. Okay, so now we're ready to start rolling out our fiberglass with the bonder and go from there. Be afraid to immerse it. I'm going to put plenty of liquid on. Screed coat over it to protect the glass from getting damaged away from the UV sun. This won't take that long to dry. And once it is dry, we'll come back and put a screed coat over it to protect the glass from getting damaged away from the UV sun. So the next thing we're going to be doing is installing or applying the texture finish, and what we're going to be using is the Desert brand pool deck finish, also known as PDF. It's already a polymer modified cement based product. We're going to brush it on because these decks are small. We got our bucket set up, we got some texture ready to go, and a bucket of water, and that's going to be our dip brush so we can start laying this on. What we're going to do is just get a heavy dab. Enough to do. Don't need any special equipment to set up with. Just put it on, brush it out. Work backwards from the far point to your escape point. That's important. So the process is pretty simple. All we're doing is putting texture down, throwing some water on top of it to make it move around, spread it out as thin as we can in a swirl pattern just to give it So our last step is going to be simply to put a pigmented sealer on the deck, which is what we're doing. We're using Desert brand concrete masonry floor paint and sealer, it's called. It's a water-based pigmented sealer, and this color is Stone Crete. So we're just cutting it in just like we would on painting any other ordinary surface. Cut around your edges and then roll out the middle of the deck, and that's what we'll be doing. So now we've got our 9-inch roller ready to go. We're just going to put on 2 light coats, just rolling it out just like any ordinary wall or flat surface. And so here's the finished decks with the finished build.